Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Noah with Authentic by Design Coaching, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to break down the law of attraction for you and really help you understand the conceptual framework behind it. Now, even if you know or think you know the law of attraction, you're familiar with the concept, stay tuned because I think there's going to be a lot of insights in this video that may help you further your understanding. Okay, and if you're brand new, cool, this is a crash course, and you're going to start to understand the process of reality creation. So what do I do as a coach? I help people master their reality. I help people turn their pain into their greatest source of power. But in order to do that, you have to understand a few things about what's going on in your reality. Okay, so let's get into it. We're talking about LOA, law of attraction, the law of attraction, right? It's a simple law of the physical universe that we live in. It's a rule, nothing more, nothing less, okay? And the law of attraction simply states that like attracts like, okay? Like attracts like. So things of like kind are drawn together. Now, what exactly does this mean and how does it apply to your life? Well, let's get into that. One of the critical premises you have to realize if you're going to really effectively use the law of attraction in your life is the idea that your thoughts become things, okay? So let's just put this up here like it's in the back of our head. Our thoughts, equal things. Okay? Your thought is literally something, right? We kind of think of it as this like etheric, intangible thing, but it's literally an electrical impulse, right? It's like a packet of energy within you. Okay, so your thought actually has substance. I want you to consider this for a second, that nothing in the material world, the world that we exist in, that we live in every single day, was ever created, right, without having prior been thought of or been dreamt up, had the idea, right? Edison created the light bulb because he had an idea to. Henry Ford created motor cars because he had the idea to, okay? So everything, your iPhone, the computer that you're watching this television on, this whiteboard, this marker, everything was once just a thought. It was just an idea in somebody's head that became manifest in reality, okay? So your thoughts literally become things, okay? But let's take this one step further because yes, your thoughts can become manifest physical things, but they often become things that we don't immediately recognize. And this is where people run into a lot of trouble in their experience, that they are not actually practicing as masters of their experience, but they are slaves of their experience. You see, your thoughts can also become manifest as experiences, as people showing up in your life, right? As circumstances. So the quality of your thoughts matters, and they can become a wide array of different kinds of things or experiences in your life, okay? So just keep that in the back of your mind for a second, okay? So law of attraction, like attracts like, right? You'll hear a lot people who talk about law of attraction use this word vibration, right? What's your vibe? Right, your vibration. Well, what is a vibration? A vibration is literally just an oscillation, right? An on-off, a frequency, if you will. Okay, you play a musical instrument, or if you've ever listened to a song, ever, I know you have, what you're listening to is a vibration, an oscillation, okay, of different frequencies. And the reason your favorite song sounds good to you is because the frequencies are coherent with each other, right? They blend well together. They're harmonic, okay? And when frequencies are harmonic with each other, you get pleasing results. Things are pleasing to your ear, right? It's a song you like. Well, you can also have discordant frequencies, right? Things that are not harmonic together, and they sound like nails on a chalkboard, for example. You go, oh, that's really, really grating, okay? So this analogy is kind of like the experiences in your life, or the people, or the things that show up. You can have positive, enjoyable experiences, or you can have negative not so enjoyable experiences. Okay, so let's consider how this works for a second, right? You've got this thing, your vibe, right, is a vibration, okay? And you've got the frequencies which are aligned with it, and you've also got the frequencies that are not aligned with it, okay? So let's imagine that you're over here, okay? And just for the sake of this example, you're a little radio receiver, right? You're like the stereo in your car, or the radio receiver in your iPhone that allows you to talk to people. Somewhere there is a radio tower, right? And this radio tower is broadcasting a signal, a frequency, right? So these metaphorical radio towers are everywhere in the universe, right? The entire universe is literally just a vibration. Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. You, over here as the radio receiver, are tuned into a specific vibration or frequency. Okay, so let's say you get in your car and you want to listen to 106.7 FM. Okay, and that's what you're tuned into. That's what you desire to listen to. If this radio tower is also attuned to 106.7, the desired frequency, then you guys are a match. And the things of like kind, okay, are attracted to each other. Simply because your vibration, okay, the frequency is aligned. It's the same, okay? Now, this is what you desire. What happens if there's another radio tower off in the distance, okay, that's broadcasting a different frequency? Let's say this one is 99.9 FM, okay? Well, if you're tuned into 106.7, you're never going to hear this broadcast, right? You wouldn't. It doesn't mean that the broadcast isn't there. It doesn't mean that other people can't tune into the broadcast. It just means that you're not going to hear that broadcast, okay? But let's say you want to hear 106.7. It's your favorite radio station. You love their morning talk, whatever it is. But you are tuned into 99.9, okay? So now your frequency is in discord with the one you desire to hear, okay? So what do? Well, these radio towers are always going to broadcast the signal that they're designed to broadcast no matter what, okay? This frequency right here isn't going to oscillate between 106.7 1 hour and then 102.7 and then 97.9, right? It doesn't work like that. This radio tower, this frequency, is always the same. You're the operant power here. See, you're the one who gets to dial in your radio to what you desire to listen to. If you don't want to hear 99.9, what do? Do you scream at your radio? Do you get upset? Do you get angry? Okay? Do you punch your radio? No, you don't. You just simply turn the dial, or you hit the button, and all of a sudden, you're tuned back in to 106.7 FM. Okay? So it's that simple. Now, this analogy may be simplified, but it's really how the law of attraction works in principle. It's so critical to understand because the frequencies that are out there are literally everything. They're infinite. This universe is so vast, and there are an infinite amount of frequencies you desire or not, or you can desire to listen to or not desire to listen to. You're the one who gets to decide what you want. So let's say, for example, in your experience, 106.7 represents the positive polarity, the things that you actually enjoy. Good health, right? Financial well-being, fulfilling relationships, being fulfilled romantically and sexually, a really burning passion for the career that you pursue, right? Whatever these things are that are pleasing to you, right? Experiences of going traveling, getting to spend quality time with your kids or your family, right? This could be anything that uplifts you. It's the positive polarity of vibration. But there are also a lot of other vibrations out there which to you represent negative polarity. This could be financial distress. This could be poor health outcomes. This could be injuries or accidents or feeling unfulfilled in your career, lack of self-worth, self-loathing, suicidal thoughts. Okay? These all represent the negative side of the polarity. Okay? And you, being the operant power, get to decide which you tune into. Okay? You get to decide. Now, this is where the law of attraction gets kind of tricky for a lot of people, because they don't realize that really it's them who is effectively creating, and I'm going to put creating in air quotes because really what you're doing is aligning with or attuning to, but in effect, the alignment creates the reality. Okay? So you're the one creating your entire life circumstance simply by the frequency which you decide to dial into. Okay? This is your free will, right? This is your choice to, as an attitude, as an internal state of being, right? Which equals your vibe. So being equals your vibe. Who you are truly on the inside is what dictates your internal vibration. Okay? So while I paint this picture as simple as turning a knob, and really it is conceptually that simple, it's so difficult for people to really get into the state consistently of what they desire to experience, because their internalized state of being here, their vibration, right? This oscillation that they're offering up into their universe is it's out of control, and they don't know how to control it. They've never practiced the art of actually controlling it, the skill. Okay? If you wanted to be a great baseball player from a kid, you'd go play t-ball, and then you'd do coach pitch, and then the other players would start pitching to each other once they had enough refined motor skills, right around like 7, 8, 9 years old. Okay? And then you play high school ball, and then you play college ball, and then you get in the minors, and then you get into the pros. So there's this kind of ascension of skill level, right? And some players are so good that, they go from high school right to the pros, or they skip some steps in between. But for the most part, people follow this trajectory, right? You want to learn language, you enroll in Spanish 1, and then Spanish 2, and Spanish 3, and Spanish 4, and so on and so forth, okay? If you're an athlete, right? Like I'm going to use another athletic example. If you're a skier, right? A beginning skier, you're going to go down the green slope, the bunny slope. And it might be a couple of years even before you go down that black diamond slope, okay? So this is the process of just step-by-step ascension. It's incremental. But people get frustrated with the law of attraction. They go, this doesn't work for me, because they hear about it and it sounds super cool, right? Like understanding this concept can truly radically transform the way you experience your reality. I mean, profoundly, okay? And so you start doing your affirmations, you start thinking positively. This is really explains a lot behind the positive psychology movement, why it's so important to choose positive mindset over negative mindset, because you're the one in control. You're creating that reality for yourself, okay? But you're not practiced yet. You're not practiced. It's not quite as simple as turning a radio dial. I mean, it is. It literally is. And once you get the hang of it, once you've skied enough black diamonds, going down the green slope, the bunny slope is a piece of cake. And that's really what this is. But so far, to this point in your life, maybe you've never even heard of this before. So you've been living 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years or more where your internalized state of being is completely out of whack. It's completely discordant with what you desire to experience in your life. And if this is who you're in the practice of being for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, all right, think about the time it's going to take for you to turn that ship around, the amount of inertia, the amount of momentum that you really have going for you in this direction right here, okay? If you've been tuned into 99.9 for your whole life, you may not really realize there's any other stations outside of that. And to depart from that can even feel a little bit scary, right? This is where fear comes in. This is where the ego mind comes in, because it can be terrifying to leave behind the thing that you know. Because the thing that you know, even if it's not serving you, even if it feels like crap, it feels really negative, whether that's poor relationships or, again, financial distress, injuries, bad health, whatever, it's familiar. And in familiarity, there's safety. And safety is one of the most obviously fundamental things that your biological mind craves, right? Safety just allows you to continue to live your experience. If you're not safe, right, well, then a lot of things are going to go wrong in your experience. So you are the one who is attracting things of like kind into your experience by the way you align your thoughts and your attitudes, really, okay? Your thoughts and your attitudes, okay? These are the things that are doing the connecting, the alignment, right? Radio to radio tower. But these things, your thoughts and your attitudes, all stem back from that internalized state of being, okay? Who you are at the identity level, okay? And so I mentioned, this is why people get frustrated with law of attraction sometimes, is because they hear about it, they get excited. I can be the master of my reality. Cool, that's amazing. But you're in the habit of being something different than you want to be. And so maybe you say a couple of affirmations, you start to feel good a little bit, but then you slip back into the old habit, right? You find out that you can tune into 106.7, and so you do for a minute or two of the broadcast, but then you slip back to 99.9 for an hour or a day or a week or a month or a year or 10 years, okay? An entire lifetime. You fall back into that old habit, okay? And you go, oh shit, I forgot. And then so you say your affirmations again, you start to feel good, you start to feel uplifted, your vibration starts to become a little more coherent with what you desire to experience, a little more congruent, a little more aligned. And this time you listen to the broadcast for not a minute, but 3 minutes. But then you fall back, okay? For an hour, or a day, or a month, or a year, okay? And so this is the problem people have, that they think this is just automatic, right? If you want to listen to 106.7, then you got to keep your radio dialed into 106.7. You have to be consistent. That's the secret sauce. You got to be consistent, okay? You want to be the pro baseball player, you're going to have to hit a lot of balls in the batting cage. If you want to become fluent in a language, you're going to have to immerse yourself in the study thereof and the practice. You're going to have to engage with other people who are practicing, other people who are already fluent, okay? You want to eventually work your way up to the black diamond slope. You got to do a bunch of greens and then a bunch of blues, right? And then keep working your way up. It's the same thing. If you want to grow your stock portfolio, you got to put a little bit of money in, and you got to wait, and then you got to add more principal, and then you got to wait, and then you got to add more principal. Okay? Maybe sometimes you hit a home run. You get into Bitcoin like, before anybody else knew, you got into Bitcoin when it was $10, right? What a home run that would have been. But those things are, lottery odds. They're 1 in 500 million, okay? Not saying it can't happen, not saying it doesn't. People win the lottery, sure. But there are a lot more who don't. There are a lot more people who lose money playing the lottery. That's why the lottery exists, because the state collects a ton of money and they pay out just really a fraction of what went in. Okay? So you have to be consistent in your practice. You have to consistently align the internalized state of your being, your identity, your conception of self. Okay? And you have to start making adjustments to that. Those limiting beliefs that you're holding on to, you got to learn to let those go and allow in something different, right? That toxic friendships, those toxic relationships that you're constantly allowing into your life, you got to learn to let that go. And you got to learn to allow something different, right? Everything that enters your life, people, circumstances, things, okay? Positive or negative, it's all from you. It's all from you. You are the one doing it all. And this is what it means to become the master of your reality, right? Like, to some people that sounds like magic and hocus pocus, like, ooh, you're going to get some abracadabra powers. And you will, but like, not really, not in the way you think you will, okay? Your power will be your ability to consistently align your frequency, your internalized vibration with whatever it is that you desire to experience. And so naturally, the things that are positive, the things that are pleasing, uplifting, joyful, exciting to you, just flow into your life like clockwork. And you just don't even have to worry about it anymore, because you're experiencing your life. You're literally walking around in your life emanating this vibration, right? This is what all the great masters were able to do. This is what anybody on planet Earth right now can do. You have the power to do this. You don't have to be some sage or some mystic. You don't have to be Jesus the Christ or Siddhartha to do this, okay? You don't have to be extremely talented. Any single person can do this anywhere, but you just got to practice it. Now you know, okay? Now you know that this is possible. The real question is, are you going to practice this consistently? Are you going to just set aside your disbelief for a moment in time, and recognize that, okay, if I'm getting the same experience over and over in my life, this is Bill Murray and Groundhog Day. I continue to run into financial hardships. I continue to run into toxic relationships. I continue to be dissatisfied in my career. I continue to experience poor health. Okay, whatever it is. Don't you see the common thread? It's you. You're the only one that's there for all of it. And more specifically, your consciousness, your state of being. Okay? And you're the only one that can do anything to change that. You and I could be best friends. I could love you more than any person in the world. I could want so much good and love and joy and happiness and prosperity and abundance for you. Truly. But if you're not willing to consistently align yourself, become coherent or consistently aligned with whatever it is that you actually desire to experience, then you're going to get the same stuff. You're going to continue to experience the negative polarity. You're going to continue to experience the stuff that you don't like. And that's on you. That's on you. So, as a coach, as a leader, as a guide, as a facilitator, this is what I help people do. Right? I help people stay consistently aligned, because that's what you don't know how to do right now. You understand the framework, you get it. This is really actually conceptually very simple. Okay, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to understand this. I know you get it. Okay? What you don't get, what most people don't get, is the practice of the consistent alignment. And those who aren't consistent with it, they become jaded. They go, oh, law of attraction, it doesn't work. It's just some hocus pocus. But exactly that attitude, right? Those thoughts and those attitudes are somewhere over here. They're negative polarity, okay? So they don't realize that their internalized state of being, that their vibration is still somewhere over here, right? You have to be able to hold this positive polarity You have to stay connected and aligned with this positive polarity, even when the circumstances in your life don't reflect it. Okay? Because it takes some time. This is the thing about manifesting here on planet Earth, right? Is that every single one of us has to move through the buffer of time. Okay? It's kind of like the idea of karma, and I go into this in another video, so you should check that out. But high level, right? You do things, right? Your actions create ripples in the cosmic pond, right? There are rocks in the pond. Everything you do has a consequence, action, reaction, okay? So the things that you've been doing, those vibrations, those radio waves are already sent out, okay? You can't get them back. You can't reel them back in. But what you can do is start to change the organization of the vibration. You can change the wavelength. You can change the polarity, right? And the transition actually happens quite quick. It's like you turn your radio dial on, okay, all of a sudden you're listening to the new broadcast. Okay, there's a little bit more lag time in your experience, but generally speaking, when you get this, things turn around really quickly. I mean, surprisingly quickly, within like 24 hours in some instances, okay? That can happen. I've seen it happen. It's happened to me, it's happened to my clients, it's happened to my friends. It's really amazing when this does. And it almost seems like miraculous. It almost seems too hard to believe. Like it was just coincidence. But really what it was you doing was getting coherent, right, on this wavelength and getting out of this one. Just stepping out of the old vibration and into the new. Okay? But you got to consistently do it. This is what I help people do. I help people stay consistently aligned in all aspects of their life, right? Because it's not just one thought you have, it's not just an attitude you hold for 3 minutes, but it's a way of being. It's a way of being, because I know there's something that you want to experience in this positive polarity, okay? But you don't desire to experience it for just 3 minutes. You want to continue to stay in that positive polarity for the rest of your life, right? For the rest of your life. Am I wrong? Do you want to continue to experience negativity? Do you want to keep going down these downward spirals of emotion, right? Not being able to escape your own anxiety or fear or depression, right? Continuing to experience poor health, financial distress, whatever negative outcome you're experiencing. Remember, like is attracting like. Your vibration in here is reflected in your outer circumstance, okay? So that's my presentation on law of attraction. Thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful. I hope this was insightful for you. Obviously, this is a huge topic that can be unpacked in so much more than like 15 or 20 minutes, right? This may take you days or weeks or months or even years to get right? Even years to perfect. But I promise you, the reward on the other side, consistently aligned with the things you desire to experience, consistently experiencing that well-being, that source of joy, connection, positivity in your life is so worth it. If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, man, then it's time to do something different, right? The same thoughts, the same behaviors, the same actions in your life, the same attitudes over and over and over are going to produce the same results. It's the definition of insanity. Doing the same shit over and over and expecting something different to happen, right? So suspend your disbelief for maybe a minute or a month or a year and just see how this works out for you, right? What do you got to lose, right? What do you got to lose? So if you're interested in taking this further, check out the link below in this video, because what I've put together is a video course that encapsulates this entire process, not just law of attraction, but really how to master this right here, okay? The state of your being. This is what it really means to become the master of your reality, to have complete internal locus of control over how you operate in the world, all right? And in doing so, what you're going to learn is how to take all of the pain points you're experiencing, all of the negativity, the things that you don't like, and turn those into your greatest sources of power. Okay? Enclosed, encapsulated in every experience of distress, of pain, is a lesson. It's a teaching moment. It's something that shows us, okay, what I'm doing right now, what I'm being, is not aligned with where I want to go. Everything that you experience here is actually showing you how to move in that direction. It's showing you how to go from here to here, okay? But you got to be able to, first of all, recognize the lesson and then decipher it, right? Translate what it's teaching you and then embody it, right? It's a 3-step process, and this is what you're going to learn to become the master of your being, the master of your reality, to be able to attract anything that you desire into your life. Money, a romantic partner, experiences that you desire to have, a fulfilling career, optimal health, right? Freedom, the freedom to be who you are. All of that encapsulated in this video series, right? This is everything that I learned along the way in my process that I wish had been presented just up front, that I wish I would have been able to understand at the very get-go. Okay? So I put that together for you. Check out the link below. You can learn more about it and actually start practicing right now. So give me a thumbs up if you like the video, leave a comment, share it with a friend, share it with somebody who may benefit from this, and subscribe. You're gonna continue to get these videos every week and just stay in your practice, right? The videos are designed to help you be consistently aligned with where you want to go. Okay, so thanks for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one.